Salutations, YouTube. Friar Chuck here, and I am back with episode number 3 of the Inquisitor. We have got a new chapter starting for this character, so let me pull it up. Maybe if I can. Here we go. Okay. Chapter 2 is going to be a little short, but here it is. The Inquisitor, Chapter 2. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. How could I struggle so much against those amateur mages? Clearly, I am not strong enough. At this rate, a fight with my father would end very quickly, and not in my favor. I reported all of my findings back to the embassy, and they gave me the choice of 2 different missions. Check on an Inquisitor named Ancano at the College of Winterhold, or travel to Markarth to assist in wiping the Talos worship from the hold. Surely the college would provide me with opportunities to enhance my combat abilities. So, very short and sweet chapter. In the last episode... We turned all the way around. Oh, that's just a rock. Okay. In the last episode, we did a couple of things. We discovered Alduin's presence at Helgen, and then we also found a dead Thalmor member that was at a Shrine of Talos near Ilinalta Lake. I believe that's what that is. Right by the Standing Stones. So after that, he didn't really have a mission, so we just came around here. We found some pieces of something. He's not sure what, but they just resonated with arcane power. You can tell they're extremely powerful magical artifacts, magical objects, but he doesn't know what they are, what they're for. So naturally, he picked it up and.
I've been hunting and fishing in these parts for years.
He naturally picked it up and
Like
went about his way. We also we cleared out another location. I don't remember what the name of the mine is. This one here, Knife Point Ridge. Cleared out Knife Point Ridge, and then we also ran into a... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry. We're gonna fast travel back. So we can walk there. I just meant to set a marker. We met a man, a hunter on the road that claimed that he had been attacked by a vampire, and we of course helped him, just not in the way he wanted. We killed him, and we went to the cave that we thought they were at, but we didn't find any evidence of vampires. So I think now with the knowledge that he needs to get stronger. Oh my god, more flame. With the knowledge that he needs to get stronger, perhaps he would still seek out the There's another wizard around here. Oh, there he is. Maybe he would be interested in that little help from the vampires. Or at the very least, he wants to prove himself. His self-esteem's not great. Or ego, I guess, whichever. It would probably be more ego. He's easily rattled. My speech to 6, okay. I wonder if the game's saved in, or the game, nope. Still says 16. Alright. Oh, whatever. We're gonna start working on our, well, really we need to be taking alteration levels for sure. I think we'll take some one-handed levels, and then we can start working on our light armor because it's about to be high enough that we can maybe actually take some of these other perks. Our big focus right now is really going to be getting more magic resistance. What is... Why so many people? Actually, no, it kind of makes sense that people would want to attack me. I mean, we are dressed in full Thalmor regalia. So I guess I get it. It's already twice we've been attacked. Atronach's just kind of a thing. Vampire number 1 down. Terribly impressed by her abilities. You soul trap vampires? This was a bandit. I don't know why a book about the Wolf Queen is a lockpicking. So this is for a creation or a paid mod called Blood and Snow, I think is the name of it. We did just level up, which is big. I think he feels a lot better about himself now. That being said, he's still going to the College of Winterhold. He can't just ignore the embassy's orders, at least not right now. Okay. We gotta get our disease cured too, but we are going to go into alteration for this perk, taking alteration mastery. We will primarily be working towards getting magic resistance, alter self, Atronach, getting those. We'll probably go after Akata's preparation too. Right now, Kalindor and Kelril are very close to the same area. They're both hanging around in the Whiterun, Falkreath area. East is where we need to go. Do we want to take a... I kind of don't want to take a cart to Winterhold. I kind of just want to go there. So we'll just go. Again, the road there will give us a chance to fight things that we see. We may take a, go into a couple of bandit encampments, take them out. It's a sleeping tree camp. Yeah, he resisted because he was dead. I think with the, are those, oh, Vigil's fighting a vampire.
Stop struggling. I'll give you a swift and beautiful...
You're dead. I'm gonna loot him. Don't really care about that fight. I think he would have stuck around long enough to watch it and just say, hey, what's going on? That's a mammoth carcass, I think, right over there. I was just looking at it, it looked weird. I didn't know what for sure it was. Yeah, now that I've kind of come up with a game plan for this character, that's kind of where I was at with him for a while. It's like, I don't really know what I want him to do, but that's why, on these these higher difficulties that I rarely play on. If you're doing a true role play like this, and you're just exploring stuff, sometimes you figure out, that's what gives you the information of what you need to do. There's a waterfall here. Does it just end? Yeah, it just ends. Okay. So for us, it was, we went into that cave, thought there was going to be vampires there. There were not. They ended up just being mages, which we tried to kill. Didn't go over real well. And we eventually managed to power through. We managed to play it off as he had a major struggle against him. Barely managed to pull it out, and obviously Kilroyd wouldn't have an issue with it, and he doesn't care. But we as the player don't like it. Pathing issues galore, and he just gave me a nice little target to shoot him through. That's just not good banditry. You can't get good bandits anymore. You already know that. We'll take all the spells either way. Recording a few of these in advance, just so that I can. This is Sunday. I'm just kind of recording a few for the week. That way, I don't have to worry about it if I don't get a chance to over the week. It's not as big of a deal now because before I got new internet yesterday, so I'm able to just like. Hold on, my dog wants it. Okay. Oh yeah, got new internet, so it's much faster now. It was taking me anywhere from half a day to nearly all day to upload a video. Now it's like 10 minutes. So, um, uploading stuff during the week isn't going to be as big of a deal, which it never really was before. Honestly, the weekend was a little bit harder because I had to just leave stuff on. But when I go to work, I can just, start it. If I started early, that was just the thing is I'd have to remember to get up and start it. But now it's not that big of a deal. So hopefully the uploads will keep the consistency that they've been. I think since the second episode, either the second episode of The Blade or the first episode of Red Sox franchise, we've been pretty consistent with uploads. Oh, I do have. Forgot that I had a black soul gem. So the problem I'm running into, why my destruction magic is not increasing, is because I'm using the AoE effect of this spell to do more damage than the regular spell itself. So you don't get don't get destruction points if it's not the spell itself that's doing damage. So, but we're going to remedy that. And if we really needed to up our destruction really quick, there's a really easy way to do it now. So I'm not too worried about it. We'll try and do it as legitimately as possible. And I'm like, paying for training is, I would consider. Giant's just chilling. Oh yeah. Paying for levels is definitely a legitimate means. See, the problem is how slow it is. So I'm still, I'm firing it and then. There's that. Yeah. I do think there's a lot of anger for Kelreal right now. He's making a point of going into these bandit camps and slaughtering them. Where's okay. And give me the key because again we cannot be bothered to pick locks. Pathing on this is not good.
Victory is yours.
Barrel death. Okay, that was pretty easy. Conjure goat. I mean, I guess. That comes from a specific mod I have on that will play more heavily into a character that, well, it'll be character number 3 that comes out. Equip that, I guess. I thought it was a potion. We're handling the bandits pretty easy, but the thing with the magic is that they had the same advantage we had in that they can sit from range and just throw shit at us, basically. But let's get out of here. Wake the neighborhood up. We are going just pretty much straight north. He knows he could travel on along the roads, but he really doesn't want to have to deal with, you know, possibly running into yeah, this is a mammoth graveyard. You go here for the Kind's trial quest.
You picked a bad time to get
Poachers. They attacked me first. You saw it. Not that Kel real cares, but I'll murder then. It's justified murder. Just kidding. That's this is a really cool location. I really like this. You know, it's one of those unmarked locations that's got just that adds a bunch to the story and to the lane. Oh, not to the story really, but just to Skyrim itself. Oh, there's a courier coming for us. I bet it's an old dude. No, it's probably about the.
Got something I'm supposed to deliver. Your hands only.
It's a zombie thing, which we're not doing with this character.
Looks like that's it. Got to go.
Remember, yeah, we're level 6. That's what it is. Anonymous letter. We're learning these spells, whether we end up using them or not. Blizzard rest. Whoa. Wow, that poison was crazy. I do have a mod on that adds like some poison effects and stuff to the game. I guess makes certain poisons stronger. Because that was wild. That was nearly instant death. I mean, I'll tell you, some of these bandits have got a pretty good setup going. You know, they set up their little trap to get mammoths and other animals. Huh, the bandits changed. That's fun. Actually, they both did. I know the one on the right was a Khajiit before, and now they're also both female. I think they were both male before. I'm not sure on the Khajiit. I couldn't really tell. And there's going to be a courier probably running towards us. Where him is. Oh, there's Cicero.
Yeah!
Which we is the player. No, not. Yep, there he is. Leave. I will leave. I hear him while being chased by the courier. If he catches us, we lose. Shout out to Nurbit. Question is, can you beat Skyrim without being attacked by that big ass spider? Because evidently not. I'm gonna save though. Oh, what was that? Oh, skeevers. Like I said, it's easier to just throw a spell in between the two of them and let the explosion get them. But that doesn't give you. There's a spider. Doesn't give you experience. This one this time. Our destruction probably hasn't gone up a whole lot. Actually, it's nearly to 34. One more hit would probably do it. No, I'm not going that way, because there'll be Spriggans there. We can't handle Spriggans. Could just... What is here? Odd on the Brotherhood armor. Makes it look pretty cool. We had a pretty easy role play for the, a role play answer for why the Dark Brotherhood was attacking Kalendor. It was Kelril tried to. I forgot to explain that away in this, but honestly, I'd forgotten that it happened. So, but yeah, Kelril sent a Dark Brotherhood assassin after his father, just in case, but it didn't work, obviously. And so for him, it's, I don't know what the reason would be. It could just be, it could be anything. He's a freaking Thalmor. Someone could have just known that he was here and said, hey, go find a high elf and kill him. I don't know. Dark Brotherhood as a general rule doesn't work that way, but you never know. Gate undiscovered. We've made pretty solid progress towards Winterhold. That is the barrow where you get Fiery Soul Trap. Which is a really solid early enchantment if you can beat that dungeon, which is not easy. Imperials.
Stay alert. Never know when those Stormcloak dogs might charge.
Because the damage on the Fiery Soul Trap is always set at 10 for the fire damage anyway. There's another unique clove boot. Give me the bouquet. It is a pretty hard dungeon because there's a boss Draugr at the end of it, but yeah, it's a set 10 fire damage no matter what your enchantment level is. So if you just want to... I don't think I realized that this is where this let out at. Where we go? Oh,
Where are
there.
you?
So old dude here in a cloak. Alright. Yeah, this is the place you go to get the Elder Scroll. That kind of makes sense with those vampires being there. If they work for Harkon, which odds are they probably don't, but this is a neat idea for roleplay. I thought I saw an ice wraith. So we've got a cave coming up here. We've got Sarthal over there. This is This dude's about dead. What she conjured. I still had control over. And a bandit. Okay. So, lots of random encounters today. Dang, she made it through a lot of them. I think this is Sarthal. Yeah, it is. Which means we can go. Again, it doesn't really matter because we're trying not to fast travel, but I swear. Part of the problem is that I don't have the volume turned up, so I can't hear. Oh my gosh, I am so freaking far away. We were almost to Whiterun. Oh, there's a spider over there, whatever. This is the place that you have a Civil War quest line. Where the crown thingy's being held. Heck yeah. That's one thing I like about... I don't remember what it is that's... I don't know if it's Ordinator, or not Ordinator, but Valkyrie, or the... Oh my gosh. Spiders are... Oh my gosh. What was this? A freaking ice wolf. I guess this is why you take the freaking carriage. Going back, taking the carriage up there. Too many things trying to kill me. There's a giant. Here's a guard.
You need something?
That's interesting because I think that his route takes him like right there, because if you do the mission and get the guards to come arrest Cicero, I actually think he ends up in the Whiterun jail. Because that's Whiterun right there. That was a pale guard. Oh, courier's back. Gotta run. But all of this I'm pretty sure is Whiterun. I kind of think that farm is the edge of the... I don't really know why there's a pale hold guard this far out here. Because the pale is Dawnstar. Scripted bandit attack. Let's go. Get him, guards. It's definitely me, not y'all. Anyway. That's interesting. It's the only pale hold guard you'll see that far out here too. Okay, this giant is getting dangerously close to Whiterun. Like, giant Whiterun. So we call the companions. I really didn't want to come to Whiterun and do this for story reasons, but he decided he needed to get there sooner. And it's not fast traveling, it's a carriage, we've got the money. It's not unrealistic to think that he would just take the carriage up there. What do you want? I ain't done nothing. Now look at the massive ass circle we made. So we went from here, doop 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 doop, discovered this, beep, boop, cleared that up with there, around here, turn around, doop doop doop. This is this big circle. Could have accomplished the same task by just. And that's not to count the hour, however many minutes it took for me to die and come back, and die and come back, and the travel we did before we died the first time. Just watch him. Kajita swears if you have coin. Yes. Alright. Well, he will take the carriage tomorrow. Because right now, he has got a disease that he needs to cure, he's got stuff that needs to be disenchanted, and try and acquire magic. So we're going into Whiterun. We'll roleplay that his father is not here. Just out and about. You gotta figure out how the timelines match up. Which I'll be able to do once everything's actually, uploaded.
Halt. City's closed.
Yeah, this is official business.
Official business only. Or else what? You think you're looking for a beating? Welcome to Whiterun, friend. Go right on in.
You can't be bargained with, but you're corrupt enough to take a freaking bribe. Alright. It's freaking crazy.
We'll pay whatever it takes, but we must have more
So yeah, we'll just go up here to the
They say Helgen got hit by a dragon.
Jarl's
One of those
palace
dragons comes here and will be
and talk to him. How much gold do we have? We got a pretty decent chunk of gold. If I see Amarin, should I take one-handed training or just save it up and
brigands I can handle.
get
With this talk of dragons,
training in destruction or alteration or both? We won't do enchanting because, one, I don't know how much enchanting we'll actually be using, and two, it's a lot easier to train.
If you need potions, you should try Arcadia's cauldron.
She's here. See, I also didn't want to do this. You
It seems this.
review
Take
for
a
stuff.
look.
Plus, I gotta try and buy stuff, so. Nope, not for us. Nope. Oh, actually, that is. We'll take that. Should we get a flame atronach? We will take elemental bolt. Another. I do know another spell that we need to get, and there's only one place to get it, so we're just gonna have to. I don't really need by that. Both of those, we don't need them. That can go. Disenchant. This can go.
You know, if you...
Got new spells now.
Who's this then?
What's the meaning of this interruption? Jarl Balgruuf has not received anything. Well, that explains why the...
So I don't have any. I have a couple of spell mods on. I have Triumvirate on.
let you in.
I have some Druid spells on. I have
There's a tranquility in magic, don't you think? It is simply energy.
and then some other stuff that we don't really need to worry about. So we are actually going to now switch up and go with Elemental Bolt, which is 35 points of damage. And in our right hand, we'll take a Bound Sword. So his father's sword is still on his back, which I think is very, very thematic. And then we will level up. And on level up, we will take a second level into Alteration, giving us magic resistance.
Go cause your fancy magic somewhere.
Takes up that much magic, or this takes up. Not too bad.
Soon, I can almost taste
I would just go to the Shrine of Arcade and do this, but I gotta get that magic, or I gotta get that out of there. So now we're at 210 Magicka, which is much better. The Bound Sword obviously gives us a stronger melee weapon, and I think it's more fitting for a Justiciar. It's 3:49 a.m. We're going to Riverwood. I know I said I wasn't going to fast travel, but I'm breaking that rule because I don't want to walk all that way. Even though it doesn't seem closer, it actually is. The map, it looks like, which that was kind of the angle of the map too, but we picked up the Mage Stone, didn't we? Mage Stone, yes. Does it say how much this? 14. Okay, so actually that does more. But I think if we take Conjuration levels, we can get it up to be pretty strong. This won't be what we use the whole time. I have a weapon in mind for him, but where are them wolves at? Because I know you're here. Ignore that place, that's from a mod. It will be used by a character, not this one. Oh, freaking wolves, it's crazy. odd. Boom. Where is the sun at? The sun's right there. And it goes behind the clouds. Angles of video games are strange.
Fendel thinks he can woo Camilla Valerius away from me.
I'm guessing it's because the
Well, one of us has to do something.
I said no. No adventures, no theatrics, no thief chasing.
Well, what are you going to do then, huh? Let's hear it.
We are done talking about this.
here. Got something I gotta grab.
Sorry you had to hear
It is a. This is the only way to get that book. It's modded in. I don't have the other mods that added in. I just think that this is a very, very good spell, and it should be in Skyrim anyway, as it makes the alteration skill a lot more useful. So, it is a Kado's Recital. Stores the beneficial self-targeted non-concentration spell in your left hand and casts it for no cost whenever you enter combat. Up to 3 spells, empty left hand to reset. So, what we gotta do here is, since we got stone flesh, we can boop and boop. And then cast this. And so now anytime we enter combat, stone flesh will be cast on us, which will obviously make us sturdier. So I just think that was necessary. The role play will be that we bought it from Farengar. Because, yeah, it doesn't really make sense. It's just that he would have just known that it was there. But I wanted y'all to see where I got it from. So there it is. That's where I got it from. Oh no, it's the textures. My immersion is ruined. Look at how it changes. Terrible. Oh my god, it just freaking whipped. That increases. Boom, 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 boom. You saw our alteration go up, one-handed go up. So we get into fights and use this sword. We come into a very nice situation with, as far as levels go. Light armor increased. And where's this one? It's over here somewhere. That wasn't it. I don't even see it. It's a wolf, I assume. Yeah. That wasn't it. Alright, whatever. Yeah, if you go look in this, if we look at the conjuration skill tree for bound weapons in Valkyrie, you get Mystic Binding, which now create mystic weapons which deal more damage, which is nice. Soul Stealer, which casts Soul Trap. It banishes Daedra and turns Raised Undead. Bound weapons cut through flesh and spirit, reducing magic resistance by 25%, and bound weapons drain 30 points of magicka and stamina. I also think they might benefit from just your your conjuration spells don't technically get stronger by leveling up. I don't know. But I think we're in a better spot now than we were. I don't know that we could still... Well, we'd be better off... We'd be better suited to deal with those freaking... wizards. We're gonna come up here and take out this cave. Just because I want to see how... We've taken out some wolves, but that's nothing. Let's come over here, fight these guys. Get a few levels. Again, that was the AoE that killed him, so we're probably going to have to do some pay-to-win
Who's there?
shenanigans with it.
Rodolphe? Boss was looking for you. Said he'd be up at the summit. They're not.
Kill the blind man. One of the funniest jokes in Skyrim is his book. Nothing in it. Which leads me to believe, is it a book that he's writing or a book that he's reading? You know, he just likes to kill the pages. And... okay, destruction up to 34. And... spells really strong.
You think it worked? Huh?
Missed him, hit the wall, still killed him. That's why the spell's so good. Like Fireball in Baldur's Gate 3. Fireball's also a spell in this, it's just not as strong. And let's see here. Hit him away. Double. Oh, that did it. Oh. That was mostly unproductive. Alright. So, we will end the episode off right here. He's got a nice view of Whiterun. We will take the cart up to Winterhold and do that. I really thought I'd get there this episode, but then we died and, you know, shit happens. This cloak actually looks really good with this armor, considering the fact that they do not come from the same thing. And this is also not base game armor. But, yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. This is Friar Chuck saying bye-bye.